All right, so one of my students has a question. He's been going out a lot. He's in his early 20s, and a lot of the women that he's talking to are older than him, so he keeps getting the line, "You're too young for me," blah, blah, blah. And he's wondering how to deal with this, how to get past this line, and prove to these women that he is not, in fact, too young for them. So it sounds like the majority of these women, a lot of the women that go out, if they're in their late 20s and your early 20s, that's probably when they're going to start to say the things, "Oh, you're too young for me." Now, women definitely hold it against men a lot more than men hold it against women. But you have a lot to offer an older woman. And there's two ways of coming about this. You can either come at it from the frame where you're coming at it where like, "No, I am totally old enough. Like, I've had all these experiences. Look at how mature I am and how intelligent I am." That's the wrong way of doing it. As soon as you start trying to justify these things to her, she's going to lose attraction for you. And you're going to prove to her that you are not, in fact, that mature guy that she's looking for, okay? So one method is to show that it's like not a big deal for you. You know, so if a woman would ask me like, "How old am I?" You know, because she probably knew that I was a lot younger than her, like 10 years or something, or 8 years. I would say, you know, "I'm 17, but I have a great fake. Don't worry about it." Or whenever they would give me shit about like, "Oh, you're too young for me." And I'm like, "Too young? I think you're the perfect age. I'm looking for a new person to drop me off at school." Something like that. Or like, you know, "I need someone to get me into R-rated movies." Okay, again, the lady is trying to see if she's talking to a boy or if she's talking to a man. Women are attracted to men, especially older women. And you get to late 20s, you get to the, you know, mid 30s, that sort of thing. They are attracted to men. And if you want to prove to her that you're a man, don't get thrown off by these statements. Keep your cool, show that's not a big deal. She's like, "Well, shouldn't you be dating somebody around your age?" You could say like, "Well, you know, I usually date girls around my age, but there's just something really captivating about you. I don't know what it is. You're smart, you're funny, and you're super hot. So like, I don't know. I'm enjoying talking to you right now." Or you could like just agree with them. You're like, "You know what? You're probably right. I'd probably be able to stay out too long for you. I probably have too much energy for you. I don't think you could keep up." But make sure you're being smart. Make sure you're smiling and being playful when you say these sorts of things. If you pass the test, basically she's going to see if you're the smart guy that she's hoping you're going to be. Because the number one thing that women hold against young guys is they're not intelligent. And they're probably right. You're probably a dumbass. But let's be real. You can prove to her that you're a smart dude if you read or you do all those things that she would normally associate with like a really smart guy. She's basically just like trying to test you. Like, it is kind of a shit test where she's just asking you, "Hey, I know you're young. I'm just seeing if you're up to snuff." However, there are some women out there that legitimately, they're trying to look for a husband. They're trying to look for someone to settle down with. So they are looking for someone that's in their age bracket or someone that could be mature enough or ready for that type of thing. If she's looking for that, there's not much that you can try to do to convince her, and you probably shouldn't if that's not where you're looking for too. There's also a lot of stuff that young guys can provide older women that they can't get from older guys. If they're looking for fun, if they're looking for a guy who goes out, they're looking for a guy who has energy in the bedroom, you can provide all of those things. Older guys, you know, they're not going to be that much into that sort of stuff. And if that's what they're looking for, that's fine. But if she's out at the bar or the club or something like that, chances are she's probably looking for someone who's fun. And if you're that person, you can definitely provide a lot for her. I mean, when I was with relationships with women that were older, when I was younger, a lot. I mean, I used to be the fucking mayor of Cougar Town. I learned a lot from them, and they learned some stuff from me too. Like, they had somebody to go out with them. They had somebody who was fun. I learned stuff in the bedroom from them. I learned how to be like handle situations more maturely. I learned a lot about people and individual sorts of things. I think that women, when they're older, they tend to have a little bit better personality than young girls because they don't have as many insecurities. They're much more open and they're much more comfortable in themselves. Younger girls, they tend to have too many things that they're nervous about, too many things that they're afraid of. And just because women are, once they get to a certain age, they start caring about what society thinks of them. So they're usually more open to be sexual. They're usually more open to experience another person. And they will appreciate you coming up to them. They appreciate young guys with confidence, people who are being sweet. They appreciate guys who are nice more. Young girls tend to fall for like the asshole or the bad boy a lot more than the older woman does because she's been with that guy before. She's been with that fuck boy and she knows where it ends, and it's not a fun time for her. So I would recommend kind of coming in being more direct with these types of women. They don't have time for games. They don't have time to be, going back and forth over text message for days on end. Just get to the point, ask her out, see if she wants to hang out with you, compliment her. Going direct is a lot better option for these types of women, but don't just automatically assume that because they're older, they're down to fuck. Again, be more relaxed with this type of situation. If you're the guy who's like aggressively trying to hit on her and you're drunk or you're running around the bar like, all over the place. These are all things that young guys tend to do. And if you fall into this category, it's really tough for you to get her back. In fact, it's probably gonna be damn near impossible for you to win her over in the end if you're acting like these sorts of things. So again, lie back, just have a cool, intelligent, fun conversation with them. Typically, these women are gonna be hanging out at like kind of a loungy bar or like more of a classy area that's a little bit more upscale. People are probably gonna be dressed up a little bit more. So if you're just wearing jeans and a t-shirt, you probably that's probably going to show to her that you're in the boy category as opposed to the man category. So maybe, a little button-up shirt would be fine with a collar. Older women also, they tend to be a little bit more old-fashioned in the way that they date in some areas. So they are more open to sex, but they do tend to not be a big fan of PDA and that sort of stuff that young kids tend to get in. So if you want to club makeout, it's probably going to be better to find a 21-year-old or a 22-year-old than a girl who's in her late 20s. Not saying they won't be down for that. It's definitely happened to me more than a few times. But they're definitely going to be more down to maybe go out on a date or something like that, or to receive a phone call or something like that. Those types of things that we consider to be a little bit old-fashioned that people just don't engage with as much nowadays, they're probably going to be a lot more open to you doing that. And this is proving to them that you're in the man category as opposed to the boy category. I mean, my experience with older women has been pretty. I've definitely dated a couple women that were older than me. The one I dated a woman who was like 8 to 10 years older than me when I was like 24. I think she was 32. Or maybe it was 23 and she was 30. I don't know. It was somewhere around there. But it was basically a good setup. I didn't have a whole lot of money at the time, but I was a fun dude. I loved to go out. I was very charismatic, and I was a lot of fun for her to be around. So I helped her in that area, and she also helped me in the area where she taught me a lot about sex. She taught me a lot about things in life that I didn't know. And we knew at the end of the day that we were there to experience each other, that we were there to have fun with each other. But I wasn't looking to settle down, and she, quite frankly, wasn't looking to settle down with me. I was far too young for that. So we could basically kind of put all that stuff aside, and there wasn't as much investment in the relationship that we were having, and we could just experience and enjoy each other. And I think that is something that could definitely happen for you guys. If you're a young guy or you're a guy who is not done that before, these tips will definitely help you out. If you made it to the end, consider subscribing and come up with videos like this every single week, try to bring value to you. This isn't some like 10 to 30-minute RSD video to nowhere. This is meant to be concentrated advice to give you guys results today. If you're interested in getting a coach to bring results up to the next level, my email is TheSingleGuy2017@gmail.com. Email me if you're looking for coaching. Basically, we do like weekly sessions, go over your weekend, and then I take guys from one place and get them to where they want to go. So if you're looking to hook up with girls every single week, if you're looking to get friends with benefits, or if you're looking to maybe get into a relationship or something like that, email me. I'm the guy to talk to. It's what I did when I was younger, and that's what you should do too. Good luck out there, you guys.